So you're thinking about moving to Missoula, Montana? Well, you're in the right place. In today's video, we are going to take a deep dive into Google Maps, and I'm going to show you all things Missoula, Montana. I'll share how the city is organized, where the major neighborhoods are, where the suburbs are, so that you can decide if Missoula is the right place for you. And it will also give you a glimpse to see if maybe Missoula isn't the right place for you. And if you stick around until the end, I will share the real reason on why Missoula is called Zootown. Let's dive right in. Whether you're a first-time viewer or a long-time subscriber, my name is Diana Filkins from living in Missoula, Montana. We receive countless calls, texts, and emails from people just like you seeking assistance with their move to this amazing city. We're here to help you make a smooth transition, whether you're moving in 3 days or 3 months. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. All our contact information is in the description box. Let's get ready to discover the wonders of Missoula, Montana.
All right, so here we have the map of Missoula, Montana, and as you can see, there's a ton of mountains all the way around.
Missoula is part of the Northern Rockies in the Hellgate Valley, and it is surrounded by 5 big mountain ranges. You have the Bitterroot Mountains, the Sapphires, the Garnet Range, Rattlesnake, and the Reservation Divide. Billings is the largest city in Montana, with Missoula being the second. Missoula is 45 miles from the Idaho border.
It has a population of 75,000 people.
94% were born in the United States, and 44% were born in Montana. Missoula is growing at a rapid rate of 1.18% annually.
So there are 3 main rivers that go through Missoula. So let's see if we can see those. So we have, here we go. Okay. So we have the Clark Fork River that goes right through Missoula, right through there. The Clark Fork River actually divides Missoula into North Missoula and South Missoula. You'll hear a bunch of locals when they're describing where they're going in town. Oh, I'm going to the north side, or I'm staying on the south side of town. They're referring to this, where it divides with the Clark Fork River. There is also the Blackfoot River, which continues on through Bonner and Clinton. And then we also have the Bitterroot River that goes down into the Bitterroot Valley, where Lolo, Florence, Stevensville, Hamilton, all the way down south. Okay. And there are 2 major highways that will take you anywhere you need to go through Missoula. So we have I-90, which goes from east to west. And then we have I-93, which will take you straight through all the fast food stores, all of the entertainment downtown. 93 will take you there. This section of 93 is called Reserve Street. That's where the most traffic is. And then 93 will continue on down into the suburbs of Missoula. So Missoula is definitely known for biking, hiking, kayaking, with Missoula being so close up here to Flathead Lake. It's pretty common for people to travel just all the way up. It's about an hour and a half to get to Flathead Lake. So there are 30 neighborhoods in Missoula, and look out for a video about each one of those neighborhoods, and I'll give you some examples on different houses and different price points within those neighborhoods so that you can get an idea of what it looks like, what it feels like, even if you're far away.
If you're finding value in this video, then don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. That way, you'll be the first one to be notified about all things Missoula, Montana.
Missoula is known as Zoo Town because we have the University of Montana, and all of these college kids, they like to party. So that is why, if you hear Zoo Town, that is why Missoula is called Zoo Town.
Missoula is known as the Garden City because of its lush greenery and abundant parks.
So let's take a look. There are so many parks in Missoula. That's the really nice thing about if you have small children, there's a park, like a playground on almost every block. So a ton of parks. There are 2 big golf courses. There's one over here and then one a little further.
Missoula is 34.9 miles, which is about 22,000 acres.
Which is pretty small. So anytime that you go out and do something, you'll always run into somebody that you know, which is, you have like that small town feel, but it has all of the accommodations of a big city. So in each one of my future videos, I will go through all of the suburbs of Missoula. So we'll have Frenchtown is a big one, and Tura or Bonner, Clinton as well, which is a little further east. Then you have Lolo. Let's see, a little further down. Yep, Florence is another big one, Stevensville. Victor's really tiny, and then Hamilton is the next big town. Not as big as Missoula, but it has some really nice accommodations down there. And Hamilton's a great place, but we'll definitely talk about that in one of my next videos. So Missoula was founded in 1866. 1866. So it is an old town. It has a ton of history, and you'll find plaques all around town, which will explain the history of certain places, and it's kind of cool. The elevation is 3,000 feet with all of these mountains around. Missoula is right in a valley, and especially as you go down into the suburbs of Lolo, Carlton, Florence, Stevensville, this is called the Bitterroot because of these large mountains on either side. So it's called the Bitterroot Valley.
You'll definitely see some wildlife here in Missoula and the suburbs. We have a ton of white-tailed deer, moose, grizzly bears, black bears, osprey, bald eagles. There are turkeys that walk across the street all the time, mountain goats, and mountain lions. Missoula has a few museums, theaters, and places for the arts. One of my most favorite things about Missoula is that there are so many breweries, and the oldest brewery was established in 1987, which is Byron Brewing. Big Sky Brewing is Montana's largest brewery, and I actually used to live down the street from it. One time I went there and it was about a week before Christmas, and Santa and Mrs. Claus came to sit at the bar to drink a beer, and both of my kids were like, "Mom, do you see who it is?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Santa drinks beer? That's amazing." It was the best. And Santa even got to talk to them, and I know they were definitely off the clock, and they just came from another event, and they were so sweet, and they were able to talk to us, and all for free at Big Sky Brewing. Another favorite thing that my family and I like to do is go to the farmer's market every Saturday morning. And this farmer's market was established in 1972. It has actually expanded into 2 farmer's markets. And next to one of the farmers markets, there's a craft market as well. So technically it's 3 markets all in one, all within walking distance of each other. And there's a huge playground nearby with a carousel and a hiking path right by the Clark Fork River. Although Missoula is not culturally diverse in terms of race, it does have some interesting folks. So you'll see a beautiful mix of country, hippie, college students, families, sports fans, and even retirees.
So I also wanted to share about, there is one airport in Missoula. Let's go over here. So this is the Missoula airport. So to get from this airport down to like this downtown area right here, it's about 15 minutes. And this airport is brand new. They just finished it last year and tore down the old airport. It's beautiful. And the really nice thing about Missoula being somewhat of a small town, you can go from parking your car to at your gate in less than 30 minutes, even if you do check a bag. I believe there's 5 gates and they're all right next to each other. Security is very fast. So, and it's clean, it's 2 levels, it's super easy to navigate. So it's a really great airport. They did a really nice job. So I will go into talking about the downtown area of Missoula. It has so many things to offer. Downtown here in this area right down here. It's next to the university, but it's also in between. These are the 2 major roads in Missoula. So you have Reserve Street that goes from 90 to 93. That's where you have 2 Walmarts. One here and one here. There's also a Target on Reserve Street. That's right over here. There you go. I'm covering it. And a Costco. So lots of great stores along Reserve Street. That's why it does get busy. And if there's traffic, it would be on Reserve Street. And then if you go on this road right here, this is called Brooks Avenue. Or Brooks Street, excuse me. This is another very big street going right through Missoula. Lots of bars, restaurants, stores, it's gyms, all sorts of stuff. And this Brooks Street will lead you right into the downtown area of Missoula, where you have the courthouse, you have the university. I'll share in another video about the downtown carousel, and that's where they have all their music festivals, is down in this area, and it's right by the river. And one of my most favorite parts, and the thing that I love most about Missoula, is down here on the Clark Fork River. They have surfers that come and surf on the Clark Fork River. Actually, that's another thing that's pretty cool about Missoula. This Clark Fork River, it's pretty shallow for the most part, so a lot of people do tubing and float trips all along here. And of course, the views are beautiful with the mountains all around.
Missoula's own Jeanette Rankin is the first woman in Congress. They even named a school after her, and it's in the Lower Miller Creek neighborhood. Missoula is home to the University of Montana, which is 56 acres in the middle of the city. One of the major reasons that I made a video just like this is because when my family and I were thinking about moving to Missoula, there were no resources to help us. I called over 50 agents, and only a handful of them called me back. I want to provide a better service for people that are moving across the country or just statewide. I want to provide that support that I never got. I'm hoping that my videos reach the right people so that they can fall in love with Missoula from afar. My family and I were only able to come out on one scouting trip, and in that scouting trip, even though it was just only 3 days, I did fall in love with Missoula, and I could see the potential for myself and my family. If I had a resource like this where there were a bunch of videos all about the different neighborhoods, that would have been so helpful. My family and I, we wouldn't have wasted so much time because all the research is already done for you. Of course, you want to do some of your own research because each family has their own individual needs, but at least the majority is already done for you. And you can see it all from the comfort of your home and from far away, even if you're not able to do at least one scouting trip or a few. If you want to know everything there is about eating, sleeping, and living in Missoula, Montana, well, you're in the right place. I share the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. That way you can stay up to date on all things Missoula, Montana.